eno no so a electoral commission uni wo ho no enti kame akwa te say mistakes ya be no da no free infitiase a NDC start can mistakes electoral commission no eno ana na begusu a be yeto abawie 2024 elections wie no on the 10th ni be ko declare aba no say ayi mame abna Rabna,
I said side elections to go declare.
Yes.
Yeah.
But declare say we win on the 20th. Not the same electoral commission. Asanya ba na wasna ye U10. Wahu. Na ohia any mistake a efa declaration hu abaye any sa you know. Ayi say obakaya 2020 general elections no. But declare results no for about 6 times. But the different figures, na be the Bible declare say, nipa we are winning. And no denti a ye nyina no say yeti ase say, mfom so de ebata nipa ho. Electoral commission ye nipa any ye admo ho no. Obetimi aye mistake. Say electoral commission ye mistake a, ye nyina ye wo ho say, say yetimi de yetimi boa no na ni mistakes no otimi e correct. Na mom say okoka na NPP for adan be ho kasamafo na be defend enti enei NPP for na akro na be mom be ka say electoral commission no eye credible yisi ye credible o kan bibia be o mfomso bia ni ho no ene be mom be pese be kire say the same electoral commission na be kasama no bentim nkasama no bia because say niema bia wa sha ase ye no entwa yi enti NDC die enye afa mom ne be ka say electoral commission ne oye wa ye ni ye anase onye ni ye ye nyina no eye ani wasem say Bosman Asare ekotena parliament eke say eye 3 polling stations ne aka say oye den oye recounting na o declare
Bosman Asare.
Yeah.
On the floor of parliament.
Yes. Okay, say
3 polling stations.
Polling station is okoye recounting na o declare. What you say? Later, the same nipa na okoke say aka 3 polling stations how the Bible declare abano. Na once na Bible twa ho abeka say who ba be ye ayi offense saying rerun for 19 polling stations. Even the 19 polling stations no kwan police say ohwa 3 na be ka say nka be recounting no emu ba ku ni 19.
Oh really?
Yes.
3 police stations no mo kai.
Be ka say be recounting no.
Now we share 19 police stations no mo so kwakoye eyi na.
Yes.
Sa 3 no ba ku ni.
Ba ku nsane ni
19 ni mu.
Wahu enti be issue no I say compound issue bi as time bia no wofa we a na say be bi kan ho na chest odwen ho a wonti ase enti media ni ame be ka say MPP foi political party no ho ye den ho ye one ho kire say electoral commission no ye credible NDC say see dey me nye sure say NDC akoka say
mo je electoral commission for di
electoral commission for say Jibedi and say Jibedi no o hwe previous ayi aya ye nyina e cho me yesusu efa electoral commission no yisi no about compilation of offense register ni declaration of result no me nase for nyina inform so a electoral commission aye nyina no ni nyina no yaka ho asem
I see
enti say engine dia na say engine ni no ni nyina no e che on ye position on the EC what you say enti say electoral commission aye tua ne ka adwafo be ho nyina no ne ya me no wo kasa yi no yen kasa bia ablekuma north yen declare results ntino yen twa electoral commission for ka yisi obia na ya adwo ho bia egusu ye den egi pay
yeah
what you say enti adenti a obi by offense commissioner we in charge of elections we draw budget ema ya approve the budget no ema we use edico elections one kasa no uni master pin sheet uni offense carbon copy and you have to rely on copies from the political parties now bebe call elections no what you say political parties no so be call elections so obi an so ya ne ebe favor no because okay offense pin sheet kita MPP a scan copy
scan copy mo konya wani
aha wahu entino nia me kan say ene da dwe ya ye kasai no say obia tinhu yisi no say oye credible ana say onye credible me ne yisi no so eye no say ye koso anya yisi bi sei a oye sa avoidable mistakes yinu bia ye daache no enya dia ebe den ebe papa because ekoban say e dintra ye be ye dede sa ekoban say or compile register na dede sa election the same thing or declare results are the same thing
nti o pa che say
dey be person me che say electoral commission issues wo ho
nti o monye den
say issues no enya say ni na no happen one day
yeah
at every point in time bebe yes be embark on any activity and as exercise bi no bebe ye mistakes bi and nti ameka cho say stakeholders no so no e wo say obi ehun say ne o ye no enya de a etwa yie ana say mfomso bi wo ba bi na say oka say utimi de utimi nya time na utie no what you say na utimi correct sa ne ma no say ne be ya daache onsan ko repeat those mistakes but electoral commission we na ye no ho say I say oka ontie and adia ba ko ana adwen no ye MPP for benso na support abedima electoral commission because any MPP for amegidie say nka electoral commission as a neutral body no enka nne sa de ma we mu bia nka nya de abebeye what you say but say nipa no eye mistake na MPP for akwakoje yisi nachi na be kasama yisi no ekoba ne sa because of the support you are giving now also kra no san wa ban mu nti no enya dia ono so betie obi a
all right
ohu ene dia ba be duru ba bia ya yeden ya duri enti MPP for dia ne me ka che be say benko na benko ye be campaign e won 19 polling stations no se be feel say ba win a e che akona ko ye campaign ko ye campaign na be be to ama wo say officer wa win so officer wa win dia na we dia say no wahala
no pressure all right Maakye Nana
David.
From where you sit as a journalist, what will position NSA on the rerun of that election?
2024 election.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Central for near India cheaper.
Sure.
Looking at what happened in 2020. And near my year electoral fraud to be an encounter here, and then a bra. Electoral Commission Chairperson, Madam James, a declaration, presidential results or declare. Mistakes I would rather ye intino. 2024 no. Na Ghana has say central for any abre, na political parties no will be at any abre.
Yeah.
Na me share ablekuma northa. Na me dream Kusi 2020 presidential results declaration ya a course. As a Electoral Commission, a ban is here add up figures or more challenge or honomo. Na 2020. Expose Electoral Commission.
Oh, really?
Woman incompetence. Emma Ghana for Huni. And 2024, so what your constituencies are who do be a yenya challenges for Honomoa. Tisablik North na. Never be brain dead, I'm Electoral Commission. Ghana for I expose woman Cassan who said, Dumana woman drew baby. I say a bro woman who did so. Sir Presidential po, and a we mistake here. Constituency. It wasn't one constituency. Now constituencies become Eastern region. MP and Rakwakoya Kwetia, Adwaji, other constituencies became.
In fact, are you on Wajasa for Dome Kwabenya?
Dome Kwabenya, and so be a day. I have for no
Okakwe
Central, and I have for no so
a lot of places. I mean,
Electoral Commission. Elections now organizing no. Our Ghana has say no. A constitutional instrument. See, I 127. Your embra. Yeah, electoral process. Ning in a bomb mobile. A dear Nembrana see. A dear Nembrana at the moment here. A permanent shayeno process due procedure. Now, what we say. What to watch them? Who be open? Some of these things never happen because you're quite election we are. Ye dikayat in Ghana says so election police station one man also win waba. So what na say police station one mu ulusu ne awia wa ye de ye wia edu collection center no amu ani anda ho no mo na wo be hu say paper pin sheet ne ade bi no na che say ye dani bi ne esese bi barrel boss ne enti no ye grounds one man kasa na hu say wo lusu anase wo hwini CIA constitutional instrument electoral commission ejina so a wode hye 2024 aba no e de be na Electoral Commission say ye kwane ekokoto abawie na se is returning officer eye declaration wie a yen konkosi akire na bia yen sesa ballot papers bi emra e bia police depot see e ba be ye recounting see na ye de call election no e fa hin na chair recounting because we say back and forth say electoral after elections no court issues by your court na ye kana a judgment about recounting na nkofo bisa say recounting na hin fa ne fra eba see no party bay portion bay e hin fa na she act no e hin fa na e hye say e wo see ye recounting any recounting so this back and forth recounting ekoya kokodru baby say epokwa no pin sheet ni bi ho no mo a e ba ye EC officers na nkasa kwan emu say we say enye me na me sign ye but no so na Electoral Commission so obedi use dey declare results e wo Abekuma North ye munye me si ye baby omko ye recount bi ono ma ye se niema bebre wono mo ne ade ye a che say clashes awudo bebre na si fourth ni nyina Electoral Commission because ono ankasa ne mra na wo so odi so no wode ye adwuma no onpesa sa amra ko no ode be ye adwuma enti tem bia na e be ye sabato bia no na che say hwe enra me hu say MP ye nyankopa to ne sade me ye mu hye me say Ghana na sesi a ye san so be ko ba election if you kura just 6 months ni kura ni results you kura no enye bukata na ebi no di afefe maka constituencies bebre wono ma enka ba election be kokso ye be rerun so na akwatia se na ye amanso na anu ye na Supreme Court edi ruling bi e ba ya che se MP e bia ne ho ye de edwo ne kakra ni nyina ye Electoral Commission cia 127 na ye de hye aba no na on pese odi be ye adwuma o pese ase o favor one political party bi it is a political party na o favor ni so wonya de a e no ade ni tumi wono ade ne nhyehyeye ono ade na pam ono ade na hoden e be ye ne a wo pe eti na kye se e be wi akine nkofu opra ne nkofu esi enne MPP amanyoku a edu ba bi Electoral Commission eye adwuma ma wo ma no ma ni gye no enne wo mu esu be so wo mu esu no emra ni CI na de kokoto aba no he fa na Electoral Commission tumi say wono ankasa gine ni tumi so say o declare say there are some polling stations bi ho no mo a results everyone mobile no yenya challenges won't ye konko yensa konkoto emra ne gitum
I see
question means me bisa no because high court na be ma ruling
yes at the parliamentary elections yes. High court
yeah. But back and forth ye court e ba me say high court bia de ka recounting enti ene no Electoral Commission no emra bay on say Ghana has political parties the MPP NDC favor obi dia no ai de no waye din but say ebotia obi dia me MPP no ade no mo ye na mo say ya no omo na akwakosi akira as Electoral Commission di omo ye no omo mpe this same Electoral Commission yi na masoso no so a de obeye bia mo na mo Electoral Commission emra ne apam ne hye wo so de ye adwuma on fa ye adwuma eye MPP because always Electoral Commission no e person wo ye adwuma be favor one political party it's as Electoral Commission hu ye said Madam J Mensa Asari Bosman any other commissioners no hu ye said as obi na abedi ni president and when you to me and any favor ni bia so yeso enti paymasters adwuma ne ye enti always it's not about political party bia say NDC kire na adwen opa be kire wa kire wa adwen ye mfa wo kanya tasem ye mfa at the end of the day no enyo na wo di president enyo na wo governor man no eye MPP na ediso na Akufo Addo na ediso na wo bom di se me Electoral Commission chairperson me ye deputy me mra ha no mra me ye adwuma eti enya whole electoral institution na eye independent institution afa no wo ye adwuma de ma one political party but JB me come and say you do some pempenso because of Electoral Commission emrani apama ye share ya parliament approve ye was electoral process ye de ye adwuma no Electoral Commission no mfa nya adwuma etin ye do some pempenso we but Electoral Commission was a rerun na wo ye no him say police stations here more than 200 and I think 281 emu 19 and also akoye emra bay and Electoral Commission agent so
all right it's a very simple question yemame Jane Adukwe Mensan very simple question emra bay na ugina so akoye rerun no any other commissioners no Ivan
maybe
I'm not here now.
Yeah. Electoral Commission.
Yeah.
I think
that. Obi sending message said she doesn't know why they haven't sacked the woman. They haven't sacked her, but they will sack her. Why? Don't worry.
So of course.
They kind of men cast. I'm sure what's here for. Now men say all these things are happening because we live in a country where people don't take responsibility for their actions because in any serious democratic dispensation, these jokers sitting at Electoral Commission will not be parading themselves, masquerading around the streets of this country, calling themselves commissioners. Because for me, all of them have crossed their Rubicon. Rubicon also not cross.
You will tree speaking.
They say cross Rubicon, and there is no way over back. So they are done. Their positions have become untenable.
I see.
And because I will have those sorts of incompetence as I a display Kroma and ya Ghana for na democracy ya mature to a certain level. I'm telling you, Senka Ghana ni Sudan can no difference be any. Ghana ne Cote d'Ivoire na omuku omo difference be any. But Ghana for na etoda, despite the political differences in for no, we still value yankasa ye hon kwan fa so ye nema. Is the reason why we are here.
Yeah.
Electoral Commission, you see, people are talking about rerun. People are talking about polling station, recount, and then as for the major part of it, where the Electoral Commission will take responsibility for what they have done. No, because suddenly, Mr. Stacey, can so go back to 2020 elections. Go and look at series of mistakes. Basic mistake. Electoral commissioners. They never, nobody penalized them for any of them. Fast forward 2024 elections. You declare election, we know Electoral Commission across the ballot box about cry. Now the soldier for Kucha declare. So there were sheer contradictions from almost all the declaration of Moye at the constituency, which the law says it must be done and declared at the constituency. No, the Electoral Commission came to Accra, violated the laws of electoral process, then redeclared different people as at the time, I was suspecting that somebody would challenge the competence of these jokers sitting there as commissioners. But nobody questioned, you understand? The last time I catch Donald Trump, Abra and Kobe Kwakukuna assassination, the head of Secret Service, Kimberly Chittle, not only baby close to baby, I didn't know it happened yet, but because the ultimate responsibility rested with the head, she appeared before Senate. And to the extent the woman had no other option than to tender in her resignation to the president or resign Kofi. That is where people take ultimate responsibility. We sat in this country, this Jane Mensa woman, through a letter, could try a significant part of voter region from a constituency. These people sat there for 4 good years without a representation. And settled this particular injustice that was done. For 4 good years. They got away with it, and for the political class, it was normal because at the time, a favor amount for and the Electoral Commission, Bosman Asara Kwatina Parliament, catching we are seeing say they had 3 areas. Omukako Kanto left your declare results. Don't forget the results had already been declared. And the Electoral Commission now and then the same commission is catch and say, run our 12 polling 19 polling stations. Are these people not jokers? Are these people not jokers? And these jokers should not be given power to be toying with state institutions like the Electoral Commission. Because my culture, as you see, when you look around Africa, there are a lot of graveyards account to all because of electoral violence and electoral misunderstanding arising from some of these, your friend is saying, basic errors commissions and institutions. We've seen belligerence, intransigence on the part of the Electoral Commissioner. The ordinary people act as the stakeholders, like the NDC MPP are all critical stakeholders in our electoral enterprise. They've been a series of engagement. They never listen. I know the day Electoral Commission say run. But the most important question and the Mr. Ibisa is Electoral Commission my Electoral Commission who can say Yakoto Abana say your friend say you ping sheet. Electoral Commission to me declares run. There is no law. So Electoral Commissioner boom raso obia yin anima na boom raso no is the same arena and consistently, they are trampling on the laws of the land, with impunity. They don't respect anybody because some of these things could have been resolved through an IPAC engagement with the stakeholders. NDC MPP, they are the critical stakeholders, or more be at hand. And any other IPAC buy. So whatever it is, you engage these critical stakeholders and explain to them, say, because of A, B, C, D, this is the decision that we've taken. as a commission, monso know your input, you understand? But you bypass these institutions, then you flout the law with impunity. At the end of the day, no, do you want people to take you serious? So for me, I think that you see, we are here because the Electoral Commission is so incompetent, and the remnant of Akufo-Addo Nneema na oye, they begin to ask yourselves, how on earth Kwan Ben as Uncle Fuifa some by commissioners? Because come on, James and Nneema Wadanadi from day one clearly shows she's an incompetent person. Bossman Asaren and Asafonum, and people are even calling for their head. And for me, I think that you see, there are thousands of reasons I will be media general petition for the removal of these jokers parading themselves as easy, because continuously, they are not only endangering our democracy, but the young kasa, people, our lives are on the line. Because in the days ahead, they might be taking decisions at another day in Ghana before boom, and we must not sit down and watch some of these things. For instance, that's already your voter regions are no quota free mono. If that's around a panel be say Bantuma Kumase, you're 12 free moment for 4 good years. I do think people have peace in this country. And if these people have declared a tendency to do that nonsense at the place, then the probability that they can replicate same somewhere is high. I think we must begin to call the heads of these jokers and push them out of the Electoral Commission. I am not saying this because government has changed, because these people have displayed incompetence. And for me, that is enough reason. Baby, I'm more declare say young quiet rerun. The question is, pick a button I got to pink sheet no one. Sa pink sheet no yamma no the command. I give me papa no the command. But the Electoral Commission, all the resources in the country to conduct the election, cannot tell us the whereabouts of pink sheet, which is the essential document agency to about. The question is, what is your competence? And it's the same as the Donald Trump situation, and the woman should resign. The Electoral Commission cannot tell us, you pink sheet, and that should be the reason why I'm quiet elections. Election, who is going to finance it?
But beyond the Electoral Commission, and this MPP position, could take some of the injunction court. So is it the right call?
Oh yes, me MPP, definitely that is what I do, because the question is, you act the legal basis for the rerun. You what I say? The legal basis for the rerun, because Sarah Missy say court and a more home just to ensure you declare way. So based on what, because you see, idea way are very dangerous to the sense that allow Electoral Commission to do this rerun. Do you know what is going to happen in the future? A constituency a political party be presidential election will win convincingly. Electoral Commission will catch us a pink seat and that area and the whole region may have impact on the offense and the electoral prospect. So some of these things are you magnify it as a reasonable, sensible person to put a perspective on it. And 19 constituencies or China, a bit the whole region, because ultimately you 10 presidential election, Electoral Commission Ashanti region, the whole Ashanti region, pink seat will you be happy in this country? So I don't know very dangerous. Is the reason why I support this particular court action. But you see, whether it will hold or not, and that is another thing, because almost they are performing a constitutional duty, and a recent ruling so person will stop a constitutional process that is emotional. You need a very reasonable justification to prove that indeed when the thing is done, it will cause an irreparable damage. So I think we will leave that to the court to decide. But for me, I think that my focus is on the Electoral Commission. JB, you and I, we said they are incompetent bunch of individuals. It has nothing to do with the NDC MPP. These people, they will endanger the prospect of this country. And Omokasakwana West, Boss Manasari, Obiena, Obio Free University, but people thought he was bringing on board some ingenuity and wisdom. Okasa, Sebia, Sebi, you know how I went to see. I saw Kwana school.
Oh, how?
Oh, and I went to several times. NDC MPP are critical.
Yeah, you could even the school there to say.
Oh, I said, American to the concha, but I say, Okasa boom, 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 boom. But this is a person who is supposed to be an intellectual. Okasa Yansa be him. And sir, attitude will post, you know, and as how much of my attitude in order to Electoral Commission, Kasa boom, 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 Yansa be him. Or more way, you see, oh, yeah, they will be too far. You need to listen because Electoral Commission shall say they were going this ballistic and people started cautioning them, say, here we are today, Debbie. Messing NDC Nanya majority of the seat. And that they've decided to let some of the seats go. I'm telling you, sir, Obuase, Techimai, Bobo, Tema West, Lena Sefonum, and even that
is it
Tema West?
Bibi Bright.
Yes,
yes, and for me,
Country North,
Baba Sadiq, yes, and for me, I am very disappointed. The fact that we're winning more seats, doesn't mean that we should let some of these things go. Because and Kwanya Electoral Commission were already declared election, were illegal, violating laws. But because I've gotten enough seats, or China or the Bedu or the Diwa, there will be precedent to make reference to. You understand? So me, we need to be very serious and very frontal. Now you're making sure, say, the Electoral Commission, or more demonstrating nothing but incompetence. They have demonstrated, said they are insincere. You cannot rely on them, and the state institution cannot be changing position in the space of months. You understand? And for me, that should be the concern. On the side of the MPP, for now, who's the MPP? Boom, Electoral Commission, say, hey, 8 good years. Now, what Attorney General who defended the Electoral Commission both on radio and TV, and you're complaining about the Electoral Commission for what? That is the insincerity on the part of these individuals. So some of us, our position have always been consistent. Say the men signing microphone, they have no knowledge about electoral process and as a form. Patapani gidi gidi. And until they adopted those aggressive postures, na Okanyans because the people they were dealing with. The NDC MPP, Maakye, I said, these people have been part of the electoral process since 1992. Yes. These are individuals you can just trash their opinion just like that. You are the learner. Where is he also? But you are the one learning the process because these are institutions sitting in. So you collaborate with them. Baby and Nema want just to. Your friends over to me, but you 2020 elections. 2024 elections asem da bia mekase Ghana for you continue so so because 2024 elections Sunday na ya sorry ya na tension kuki okroma say no say nya baumia na dimreka kogitum say wawe I'm telling you say nkan se mebesi okroma na nya adeketo because na electoral commission emfa your friends say two your friends say figures kura mbomu o ba bia they were sitting at their office. Your friends are throwing funny justifications. Polling station, political party for AKOBC, you have access to figures. What nonsense! But we bought these things in this country. You understand? So for me, I think the time has come. The Chief Justice issue no kwada. We should not stop saying Chief Justice issue, but we should forget the Electoral Commission. No. Every single state institution that has demonstrated incompetence is the reason why we voted Akufo-Addo government out because the guy just decided to staff state institutions with individuals or more some alliances and allegiance to him. For me, this is a time, an opportunity for us to, sanitize these state institutions and ensure state institutions will once again become very effective, reliable, and Ghanaians can go to sleep when we are having an election, but not be putting these jokers in the sensitive position and be fooling around in the name of exercising constitutional duty.
Well, Ivan, innocent, Che, you say, Bosman Asare, or Kasati Sobi or call evening school, and I just school. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, you call just school, yeah, that's it. Now, so yes, I also come back and I share the sudden demise of the Member of Parliament for Akwatia. Very, very energetic, strong man, young man, 40 years, I'm told. Say, Ernest Kumi, what on an animal said, though. I mean, the ENRA, or the floor of Parliament, after your marking, officially informed the Speaker of Parliament. No more conducting government business because of the sudden demise. They had to just sorry say neato mono emodru ntomo tumi enter Parliament na omo enye saso na the majority leader, that is Mahama Yariga, also supporting motion Speaker of Parliament ejitu musomu na mo sorry na ene omo me convey of Parliament no monye conducting government business. Now looking at from where he's coming from, the pressure what constituency honomo, any other factors put together. Now what's in new Lucius, dear neighbor would in the first place.
You gave him that say. Wait, Emma. Emfa Konya is na Emma Abufiafo no Yako. Na Emma Okunafo no so Yako. JB Emuya.
Yeah.
Emuya, most especially Moshe obi a afei no anya 40 years da yetaka say life begins at 40
yeah
nti no we dey oduru 40 na life no ba be begin na no twa oti asem bi se ya enya asem de emu ya pa nti yema obi bia oben no yako enra na me hwe video bi a na abantie bi esu na oka se banidaso nyina aide asa because NS Yakumi ono ne ye abusuanu pillar nti wafiri mu ide banidaso nyina asa nti obi saa no what is say wafiri ma enye easy abusuanu akọ ahohiahia abusuanu akọ ahohiahia pa most especially ohwe oba kunafo na ohwe enkora nso a wajaba achi a so ahu abusuanu mpempi no eno ane o maame ne papa no America with regards to nkora no nti no we si a wafiri mu no ebia ebeduru baabi nkora no betoto bani otu ani hwe benku hwe ni mfa a se uhu bia anka ne na wofa ya adwuma pa ya kan wofa abusuamu o wofa o papa de kura de na ye ntamfa ya ni kura papa so se wofa betin de no wofa ni baabi abi nti emu ya na de meka ese oba kunafo no onchechire ne wure nyame ne de ma ono anso ne san de eje nyame na ne nim ne oye na mum ade ba ko a mete ya I say masha ase tete a enye me de no ye ebi mu aba sha ase e post say oba no ebe contest for
but is it not too early?
Meaning say so wa hu bi.
But I mean it's too early.
No no aba be ye ade ba ko a MPP for no wahu baji atu wachi ase enti anytime bia obeti say MP bia awu no ahu na bedwen oba na abedun be contest no wachi ase ye abibre mu ha say de oba kunafo mpo de na nka ye wo bre a udi utim di pie e de ye niema bi o ahu ukunu awu na within the shortest possible time na wokọ ye ayi okọ contest de nka bibrem ha minjini say wo tribe bia esososo I'm not against obakunafo a okọ contest but I'm against the mankind saying period
the morality aspect of it
morally
doesn't make sense.
Say nipa no wie na ya hye ase adwen say obakunafo no next ayi so obekọ contest ahu enya dia etwa yi me feel say bribia so say yebetimi akasa chi asade no emwa enya dia eboa and then ade ba ko a meka nso yese metete aja owuo no baaye no ebi mo ekase na pressure edane so because no wo assignment bi a na say oye kra na want to be anya den want to be anya before but say okọ baabi ekọ ye aduma and okọboa ni nua bi nti oba beduru akra Sunday no na nka ade achi Monday no krampo na osan so wo presentation nti obeduru Sunday no saa na adwo Sunday na adwo na no na osan prepare usua de against the Monday morning no programmer or den owo eye ehọ no mmom ne o complain nakoma ahu ne yere edno den ekọ hospital adi kusi so ahu enti no ade ba ko a eya because ohwe the series of events wakoma from somewhere 2019 honma was started say ope MP adi na oni Amasi ne call contest from 2019 no fractions are from Honum this current one 2024 elections after primaries na osan call general elections no wahu elections is ye nyina ye nim say akwatia Honum enso ho nsem ekoye bebri later ne court declare the man or that maybe the man be see court declare the man to say welcome ye near me person me can educate ye say empempi no politics na ye no yenya time so ye onye bi ho yenya time so nse enye dey emma ye ho what you say because na kuma ya o complain ye me gidie say e bia okoko check-ups bi mu ne nasefo a enke bia doctors kura betu no for say onya kwanye dey enhome because na pressure no ye dey pressure no eso enti na nwe nyina no niema ye dey ehihye ho unfortunately me ma dey na yenta enko check-ups ma no de be ya de kakra be ye mmema no de na sometimes no o he na say onya yi paracetamol bia na say na ohu nti no ye nya time so emfa ma ye ho na ye reduce pressure na eba because agba bia wo ye bia je bi ha ya wuti unsa captain it na ha ene ono de ho beto ha be se ko ba no say wa free mu sesi asira be senso anya obi yen twɛn kra yen ka se wunti program nko so
atama so te konwa so ye ya
ebi ni say o free mu ya yi no ye dwene ayi of friends and by elections o free mu na o ye dwene by elections we say
President Mahama
yes so it doesn't really matter near wo ye untimu nye so special say wo no free hon ma ye no obi replace you that no. Okay. Enti no yenya time ema ye ho na yenhwe ya pomudin ya didie mu na yenye exercise so kakra wo de obi abewu Bible no kra che say mfie na watwa ma ye no ye 70 what you say ha na bom ansa na ubewu no say utimi de niam bi gu akwan mu na
that's it na remember ho but me no be real last innocent young men in the NPP are falling out. I mean, it's me the likes of John Kuma, JB Dankwa, Koheford, and Lydia Hassan, Ajako, Ibadola Jako. These are young, vibrant guys. We in free NPP within less than 10 years. I mean, what does this mean for our democracy, any NPP party?
Yeah, I think it's sad. A young man of this stature, all of a sudden, and pass on in the manner that we saw because among for say omuhuno on the weekends now. Sure. But maybe because of the background I come from, very often I disagree with people. Onyare so we did be an you are sick, and then you should accept that. And there is nowhere actually say just away and send away. Yes, or if you hospital, you understand some of these things. And never be actually just a way you read that one and away. So some of these things is quite unfortunate, but I think we only say family in this difficult time, you know. Or more a baby to me, actually, more it's sad, but obey. But JB, I think it's also a wake up call for Yenina because you see, and yet in the case, you know, but with weekend we are. KKD, the legendary KKD, I sent them some your friends saying rat type be a mechanic. I was very, very sad. A doctor, I was Wokumasi, similar thing.
Yes, I read that story.
Yes, this is a person I render care to people. On your cardiac, your friend saying, yes, just like we are cardiac, we are now he needed your friend say catalog, catheterization. Sometimes, you know. Say adebe fany thrombosis blockade black vessels na blood need to be so they needed to do your friend say angioplasty and stent say ba ya obetimi unlock na flow and say bypass na blood at be a flow. The whole of Kumasi they couldn't access that particular thing there, and these are some of the things that over the years say it is very, very important for us as people. Yentimi making sure say your health infrastructure na ya because ya man ya nkasa ye ho. How many times I want to discuss it at the hospital? Oh, you know, and see, Anna, your friend is saying, John Kuma, or Yari Kumasio. He could have accessed that facility because a modern facility, but I brought by you know, a binder who answers a yemi, a no cafaria at a tap and some. Yet the network came, a chino Kumasi, a crack on your pinchem, so whom. Small hospital and obey we and American you can be rich with me we are sick na every ever tono hospital crown who knew
me take candle so no free ni chrome baby na neighbor okay obey accident e wo kwan so he ended up at cover not
yeah na walking your friend is saying former vice president of this country, no Jim.
How could see Mr.
Some of these cardiac ways. So I think a wake up call. Men never being Gazana or passport and a military collaborator. Young Kuma de Toro, not all the plane no crowd will know who our fraco. Because health in it, me too, anytime. This is the reason why some of us were saying, say, Sika yade yasa cathedral and semununu na safonum. These monies could have done some of these things. And will be doctor or no render the service saving life. And such a situation is avoidable. And yes, be a idea kuno. Onya that particular your friend is saying Adiana here just to service for him ebia and cannot say.
Na ko postpone ni wo.
Eba ye obi anka ho asem normal one of the many wu ochena ye nim the other to no. So I think say governance na ye no. We should be human-centered. Now you our priorities. Now you making sure that some of the things in a bit you focus on some of these things. A hospital like Confanoche, how on earth can you say you don't have catalog ever hospital? And I'm told that most of the facilities don't have. Obakaya, your friend is saying, covered by. Yeah, despite a huge sum of money at the Maomo, yes, I'm going to talk Casa Cassia and a driver or more than demo. A better issue, say. So the priority, isn't about the welfare of the workers, the welfare of the facility in Nemomuhia. Now, Momusabi, you live big. No more who say, oh, see you, never you, way never you. That kind of nonsense. That is what we prioritize in this country. So I think, government must make your friend saying put too special attention at these facilities. Near making sure say management of these private in some of these teaching hospitals now you say independent, the my individual. They are still state institutions. We cannot just bequeath this institution to individuals who will sit there and mess things up because it doesn't make sense. Say about and basic things. Who here hospital are winning? Does it make sense? You understand? So our health facilities are ailing. And I've had the benefit of being there. Now, we inside, and I don't know crazy one. So, when Colebu said this, every hour, chili now to Colebu, who not deck a crabby. Uko Uramana, who said, your friend is saying, or Secrab FM.
But then, Papa, it was terrible.
And 37 is the same thing. But this is the time a man for a developer, your friend say, medical conditions are me say one day go to the surgical ward, na breast cancer, or be a amputated one, a one, or go how a tattoo, go and look at what people are going through there. But the health needs, we are not meeting them. You understand? So I think we need to make conscious efforts, invest in health, because anyone can be a candidate at a hospital, or you can be a patient anytime. It could be through accident, it could be through cardiac arrest, it could be through anything. You understand? So I think as a country, some of these, because of knee-jerk reaction, as some way who say you sooner this week we will call radio sooner, but in we will not do some of these things. How often do people even do health education on situations like this, moving up and down, stressing and so? Because you see, human is so fragile to the stand. Say any listen be a hand, especially what is involving the heart and so forth, you can die. And this notion say on Yarewa I think that we should tone it down. You can die anytime.
Right.
Just make sure that you take precaution. I am for more buying.
My first akwenya is na me nwehye minua na Kwame Jan. So yako. Eno ani papa free mu. And it's so hard and so sad and say I think I spoke with him on Sunday. Was it Saturday or Sunday? Yeah. Adechi ya enra. Ena Oma minyan nti yesene papa free mu. Nana Kwame Jan ma yako. Nana
JB,
yes.
Because Oshe and Eskumi after 2024 election back and forth, they had dream. Say now ya odi nkunim. Ya janka oba benye nijie.
Yeah.
And ya parliament because back and forth. I can't remember say for the High Court my ruling be contempt. Sure. And that they know parliament. E do say cameras na esinu so. The who answer ruling ni buy no enie yi who say wafa na yi ne tablet ne ne phones na che say wa sorry away there oko. And then they so a parliament January 7 January early in the morning mid morning almost hearing in who say na tension ne pressure power no so because na speaker di kan akasa said Sir, after a friend is Electoral Commission declaration, if you want to a police depot, no, a friends collection center, any declaration where we need declare into your day, any BCH or Accra depot, police depot say, your baba be a declaration. It was a speaker di Kanyakasa said there are some MPs be on more, and yadia swearing in or Bemo Matiki parts. It took me say, well, Remono. Not tension, as if you say, be a bit miss. And yeah, my Charles and Besha say, on work or more out. Into 2 million now, not to say, pressure one so far. Fortunately for him, he knew the other day because he and I speaker can say, or do you see a very or your NASA declaration, baby bash, but almost now one more my process now go through or be a member of parliament. But and when's one more or cockot no, or cockot no, but anyone no. Yeah, I'm an enemy to just say, Yanko Patron said, if me who's supposed to be altar for MP Vicente Safwa, say Sasa. A dear Nasa. There be a dear Nasa.
Well,
a dear Nasa, I call contest. Me will say Uncle Force to Sasso, after city, who made you, Sass, a contest now will be a call. We bet me a rini, we bet me a lose. And I say, we no coco see a camera, no contest. Na say results nearby no me bonjo so a emra kind of WhatsApp yes I have the right to contest me take legal action process be say me fasu bia na bia fu so bia be me rectify me say me lusu me win no enti say MPP NDC and these two leading political parties no one more reps and now some parliamentary candidates na say constituency one because after me ni Kevo on the regional chairman Ekasaya all raising issues about Akweti de Koya also mo candidate na ye LD but the buy any select and you declared ma Ernest Kumi and you declared me Ernest Kumi NDC candidate so ni NDC e Eastern region is somewhere the win they have every right to be contested with the court and this year court na say at the end of the day Supreme Court the ruling about Ernest Kumi to so ye wadwuma na say obi nim de sinse wiem say the innocent kan ye aduane ayedi ensu ayenom unnecessary stress pressure ni mu fertilizer ni mu de ade na sa kwantifi nyakopo ato nsafre na as a member of parliament sasa hwan na ayi obi bibi se wu su sasa hwan na ayi obi bibi so and then some member of parliament bi nyakopo ato nsafre frɛ no a se na me nuati an ma wo kan fast na say because say we see nya sympathy vote enu nti de ye kire ye ne yere no madam relax ukunu 40 years and I do the suomu ya wone ne da ho ana wote wo so prepare bibi me chest makoma utu ka di do hospital Leicester hospital eni yi ye declare say why dey wawu na politicians ba so say dey na say seat ni ebetimi afiyensa because 2024 kra no say nya bibi kra ka seat ntino we dey because of sympathy vote Ghana for na say constituency for no ebehu mobo Ghana for dey do mani kira ni say sabi obi kunu ato na oba be pre the baby enti madam relax Tobo and my politicians ain't take you for granted. Say MPP as political party no. Omu ye wo madwuma year and yes sympathy vote and we our constituency bia and I say we Ghana for.
We don't say. Yeah, just the last 4 minutes to wrap up on this discussion afi ya beto aso commercial interview. You be call Faith on your party on your wedding come. But answer na no me amini Richard Asare Edro maminche we na no pay. Lucius. So, remember my final comment in the next 1 or 2 minutes. Nafe, ya call it today's program off. Na ya twas on your watch. Finally, dear Nabeka.
Oh, finally, the American, the person, about last topic. He said, MPP force our issue of Ubiawu, Ubikan Yema. The alcohol and asset form. Yeah. This year in the day.
I think it's Fanta Prim. Is it Fanta Man? MP. The year no more than.
I want to start.
And I was so West.
In fact, now come the John Kuma year so unity. But etefa so because of backlash.
And etefa so. And a good presidency have set it.
Yeah.
And you know. Areho aba yenhwe eno no kane se wo hwe ayi ntotwe abusia edi agu akwan mu ebia na wotwe dadie ayi no time abebe ye ayi na sefo na nsana se obedwe unfortunately no so krampo no isi so just 21 days so edi edey the nhyehyɛ for by elections.
Yeah, sure.
And that 21 days no so mean me say akanman mu. Na ya di na otwe aye what you say.
Na otwe dey betimi adi.
Na otwe dey betimi adi.
Well, depending on the family. Betimi aye na ye na otwe da no ni na but in this contest na otwe da no probably next week.
Yes.
Na fe o ma adwene time on be ye.
I think say na otwe da this time no and abusua fo bebre no bi o ha betimi ye say o yemfa nkwa akiri se na ebe ya amanfo betimi aprepe anka ne de so obi wu na otwe no pepepe na ye di na otwe da ha betende no e na entisa however no say ye na otwe da pepepe no ye bedi ana say ebe any time ben ana say time ben ye be ya yi no ye ni kan hwe awerho na aba no enka ne ansa na ya ba bedwen by elections ho adan oba na nkọ by elections a den ne ba ene ya me no kasa kura de MPP for ope krampa yanye Ghana has seat na yenko by election still I will be losing. And she ben to bad winning
87 kwa hwe nkabi.
I see. All right, Mamina Ivan, the next 1 minute now you wrap it up.
Oh, JB, I think sir yes Ghana for yama state institutions so because my culture say they are the foundations are your democracy in this so. So when they begin to show signs of worry, incompetence, and some of these obvious biases, now you buy as a country, we only endanger our prospect, the prospect of our democracy because when you hear the sub-region here, clearly you see countries are swapping democracy for coup d'etat. And I don't see Togo.
Yeah.
President no papa for almost 40 good years, or no who ye na batena so papa no be wunu na constitutional requirement in terms of age you cannot omit because now you needed to be 45 before you be president but papa no make sure you so about 35 say ya owu and ban be take over and they did it the ban rule since 2005 up to and 20 good years in there was sense constitution and the why and say president na Togo for two aba na just power na free Togo for nsem say parliament they have two chambers senate and house of representatives omo to aba yi the your friend saying president of council of ministers performing all the functions of the president sa nsem hunu we you so na ECOWAS na other institutions to na omo bu omo na egu so na obi kosoro na optuo wo Togo then na ECOWAS will be shouting out there say yeah the army ni na se for alcohol I think that you see we must begin to guard against some of these things.
Yeah.
Because whether you like it or not, citizens are becoming enlightened, getting involved in politics. First, and I say, oh, uncle school now when you see, and about your one say, oh, she will be a Makola market now. No, what they can politics. I don't even crave your
Yeah, that's true.
because people are reading, people are listening.
Yeah.
So people are becoming increasingly enlightened. I think we must begin to guard state institutions against some of these inefficiencies where individuals come and they adopt this hostile, belligerent position. So it's a caution. I think the Electoral Commission, sir, Ablekuma issue will resolve here. All of them should resign and go home.
Why no?
Easy for these jokers, all of them should resign and go home. Just to save Ghanaians that I did ever go through another petition. You're fine saying headlines are hold on and so forth. Ghana for deserve better this time because you see rebranded, reset Ghana. That Ghana no must renew hope, bring confidence and engender trust. Sabaya Ghana and you can relate and be proud of Onua and institutions. But you will not be growing when you have jokers still masquerading these sensitive institutions. Ebasa MYN.
But I say innocent. Another.
JB, America Chrome, okay. Eti, me trust with the phone me farmer no see for Electoral Commission there now. Said the Dr. Saribos me maybe can say NDC a threat to Ghana's democracy. No. After 2020 general election, Electoral Commission be a threat to Ghana's democracy and Ghana's development, Ghana's growth.
Electoral Commission headed by Jane Adukwei-Mensah and as Electoral Commission as a body.
Electoral Commission, no, check the leadership. I'm talking about the leadership of Electoral, not the institution.
Yeah.
Oma be a threat to Ghana's democracy. And you know, sir, Chief Justice process no be no mu no.
Oh, they haven't sacked it, but they will sack it.
Because the Chief Justice they call president ho and the Electoral Commission chairperson for also they also be call Chief Justice was CJ ho. And see omo fast track this process no Chief Justice they ni ehunu because they say am kai say she's honest. Wadu so why just process bi no nem wadu na Jane Mensah Saribos ma no so de ne yentoa so because they see 2020 no say nya Ghana for no ma wo mani da ho no say 2024 election no say na etie bia na Akufo na ka wada bi dai owu awu nkwankwa ye gina ho no ne electoral process no ba ya enka bia nka they see 2020 no e be ye worse than they see 2024 and then even after 2024 no kwa no ene ma mu ye bia che say omon sesan untimi sorry prekope nka say wo kwa akoye rerun e wo bra ye gu mra kora wo gina so wo de ye adwuma no ma ba ye threat to Ghana's democracy. President Mahama process be a would see Jenemun, Yenentem. Ghana for some way, I must say, or match in your process. Or no, your mother so very resign. So I'm resign as your process, dear. A process, you're fast tracking in them because I will see you bring sanity. Our state institutions, especially those independent state institutions now. Omuma one mo to say political party be honest and no ye niema. Edema political party ne bia abemu mpanifo no. Na o mining timi fa into my pa infra.
All right. Nti ha na ye de Ghana sensem no besi. Mame na Minia Lucius ase. Lucius me da ase.
Me da ase.
Nyamishra. Na Mr. Sunda Ivan innocent or onye innocent. Che so ase. Ivan. That's it. Na fi na ma jako me colleague. Eso e wa hanu musen na ma me da ase. Na fi enche na ye be sorry so na fi ye de other segments no dey abeka ho e dey ama. But as na no me ye birthday back but na se me nche ska bia o ana ska ni ho. Ene ye ska. Ska ho but na ye nche bi. Why? Ska na bi ofie bi so wo wura. Kakra so hye ho but na mse me nche ska. What you say? Nti nyame adom wo kina ba be ska dia ma ba me nu edro Richard Asare ewo star 439 hash and then must be nche ska akra me just 2000 na star 439 hash me patch for option number 3 na option number 3 no e do be call through the process no watch the number of tickets e say ucha and the ticket back be 5 Ghana cedis per. What I say, 5 Ghana cedis per. Nti 5 cedis no. What the shemu a ubedi. Why? Fashion for urem. I say wo. Oh yeah, 5 Ghana cedis per the shemu ubedi. Ubedi ska be 2000 Ghana cedis ne other amount of money ubedi. Nti star 439 hash. Now wafa option number 3. Option number 3 no ebe mouse chances of winning 2000 Ghana cedis na no pay. So the directors are ready. I'm going to scan it. I'm going to for that. Aha. Yes, my quick birthday be what I must say. Na, we are my chiska at the amount. Quick birthday be what ha. Yes, Bernard Blessing Atta, and woda free wakasa o papa and o mami honomo. Almost say omudo pa nyakopon ento no boase na onshraw o mami Grace. So. Yami Ishranewa would a happy birthday to you and may God richly bless you. Now, of course, you have a sorry so nafi but Minia Richard Asare send a medical kind of draw over Kwabe Michelle and Anope. On behalf of the entire team, Yadani Yahwaba, Yaba Skaka Krawa Yahoo, Yabechi Biamamu, Yabasisia.